Tim Wood here on MVC Sports Today with another one of our weekly sport MVPs. Here with Meghan Goode from Chelmsford Girls Hoops. The Lions are having a phenomenal season and have continued it right through the heart of the MVC season here so far. Meghan, how are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Appreciate you joining us here on a Sunday night. A weird day, just with the news that broke earlier with Kobe Bryant. You heard about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sad news.
Yeah,
definitely one of my heroes as I was growing up, and just a phenomenal, when we're talking basketball, phenomenal role model in terms of the sport. So tell me, just in terms of this team and just how you've seen this team come together.
Well, Coach Branco definitely pulls us all together. He makes sure there's no drama, which there never has been on the team. We're all friends outside of basketball, which really helps with our confidence in each other playing on the court. And we knew coming into this that we'd be a tight group this season and definitely pushing ourselves to the max.
You guys are 9-1.
11-1.
Oh wait, where did I miss? 1, 2. Yeah, my bad. Yep, I can't count. I'm math is not my favorite thing. I got it right in the standings. I wasn't reading it right. 11-1, 8-1 in the MVC. You guys are being incredibly stingy on defense. In terms of how this team has come together, you were saying when we were talking before, you guys kind of saw this coming right from you're a junior now, but you saw this with the group of freshmen that came in.
Yep.
In terms of that group, who are the ones that you've played through right up through?
I've played with Catherine Slattery, Kate Kruger, Sarah LaChance. Hannah Polch is a year older than me, but I've been playing with her a lot too. We've been playing from when we were 5th grade all the way up till now.
You and Hannah have kind of been alternating in terms of just these breakout games.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole season. Is that kind of been the way right up through your career? You guys kind of pushing each other?
Yeah, I mean, there's no competition. We really are trying to connect so that we're both having good shooting days. We just haven't got that yet. It's always alternate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Well, you've had a couple where you've both been on, but I mean, you had 30 against Lawrence. She's had a couple of really good games here. In a row in terms of rebounds, and she's one of our MVP candidates for this week. So tell me, in terms of just Coach Branco and the getting his 200th win and being part of that.
Yeah, he deserves it so much. He pushes us so much. He works so hard on us. He makes us work really hard at practice. There's no slacking. He just loves us. He puts all the time and effort into us. He really deserved the wins, and I think best coach all around. He definitely has faith in us. There's never a time where he doubts us.
So your best coach that you've had coming up through?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it just that he knows that? He knows that breaking point. He knows how much he can push you before it's too much.
Right. Yeah. He definitely knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a long time. He knows his schedule, what he's doing with us. Definitely tries to add in a few things. One time we were running 9 seconds, which is the up and back.
Yep.
Make it under 9 seconds, and then he was like, "All right, we're running up and down the bleachers." So he ran up and down the bleachers to get our stamina. And he just mixes it up to push us.
Never boring, huh?
Right.
In terms of yourself, when did you get started with basketball?
I would say it clicked for me in 7th grade. I joined Mass Huskies, an AAU team, and I was realizing going to these tournaments, basketball was definitely my number one sport, and I wanted to continue on with it and push myself to become a good athlete at it, and definitely push myself to come to high school knowing I would be playing a lot.
you also play soccer and softball. Have you always played multiple sports
Yeah.
since the team since they started making teams in elementary school and
Yeah.
town ball?
Yep. I played baseball until I want to say sixth or seventh grade maybe, with all boys, and then switched over to softball. But yeah.
Well, now, what was that like? Just in terms, were you a home run hitter? Were you like what kind of hitter were you
Um,
amongst the boys?
I I had a couple of home runs, but I mean the boys always competed with me, and I tried to keep up. Like I was really close with a lot of them, but it was a good team too.
I mean, I guess that's gotta help coming into high school now that a lot of them have competed with you. So now they're on the boys basketball team or the baseball team, and it's like, um, it, there's the clear understanding. No, Megan is like boys or girls. Like Megan is legit. There's no like boys or girls. Like this is just a legit competitor.
Yeah, that has to do with my dad too. He pushes me a lot, but it was all worth it.
And what are your parents' names?
Frank and Jennifer Good.
Nice. And you have a an older brother,
Yep, he's a senior.
and his name's Patrick.
Yes.
Now, does he play any sports?
Yeah, he plays hockey and baseball.
I thought I recognized the hockey. Okay, all right. He's playing now.
Yep.
Yep. Awesome. Now, in terms of just he's 1 year older than you. What about in terms of just sibling rivalry in terms of between you guys?
We fight a lot, but it's all love. Like it's really just coming together. We're really close since we're just 1 year apart.
Are you competitive in terms of like the sports accolades?
No, not really. He's honestly one of my biggest fans. Like he always congratulates me after a win. He comes to all my games.
Very cool. Yeah, I've got three older sisters, so I'm the baby, and um, definitely some rivalries there. But like you said, it's all love.
Right.
Talking to Meghan Goode here from Chelmsford Girls Hoops here on MVC Sports Today. So tell me in terms of who are the players that you'd say, yeah, I know everybody, but like the players you would say the most on this team, on the lines that push you, that have been kind of, I don't know, friendly competitors, and that you guys have pushed each other the most.
Well, Hannah Polche definitely, but coming up with like my other friends when we were freshmen, like we all made it, but Catherine Slattery, Kate Kruger, Sarah LaChance, we've all been pushing each other for a long time.
Now you mentioned that you guys are real close on and off the field. That a lot of you guys played soccer. You got a lot of you guys play soccer together. Like, what's the funnest thing you guys do as a group off the court?
I mean, we love Chipotle. We go there all the time. We hang out at each other's houses. We like all of them play soccer, so we're always together, multiple
You
seasons.
guys like have your own table at Chipotle?
Sometimes, yeah.
Nice. Um, what's one thing that people would be surprised to know about Megan Good?
Um, I don't know. I guess I take school really seriously, but it's also like I try and focus more on school than sports, but sometimes it doesn't seem that way.
Because you're so into sports, like you're so known for sports.
Right, yeah.
Um, what's your favorite subject?
English.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Um, in terms of the, and we always like to ask during these interviews, because you guys, a lot of the folks we talk to, you guys are like the shining examples in terms of that student athlete mix, and you've found that balance. Like, what to you, like what's the most important thing that you could kind of pass on to um, other kids coming up that are trying to figure out that mix of being a student athlete, finding the time for both?
Yeah, definitely like playing three sports in high school was a lot for me and trying to balance out like homework or when I had a test, but just like mapping out when I had a test and if I had practice that day, like scheduling out my time to make sure I had time for everything, getting my homework done as soon as I got it, not waiting till the last minute. Although I do wait till the last minute
Of
sometimes, but
course,
yeah,
we all do.
just,
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
just managing my time was a big thing for it.
I mean, you must be a master of time management right now. I mean, like, do you like you have everything mapped out on an app or something, or like, or
I write a lot of notes to myself. I have a planner, but it gets messy sometimes. But then, like, Sundays, definitely, I'm like, okay, new start to the week. Like, what am I going to do this week?
what do you do with that? Like, with the, I mean, especially right now, very little downtime. But what do you do with that little downtime that you have to just kind of get away from the sports, get away from the school stuff?
I mean, most of my downtime, I'm with my friends. Like after practice, Saturday nights, we're always together. But when I'm home, I really spend time with my family or just like lay on the couch and think like, oh, time to relax, even though it's not that long of a time.
Which like Saturday nights, you guys go to movies, or what's the favorite activity?
We usually go to dinner somewhere like the 99s, Applebee's, Chipotle, definitely. But just hang out at each other's houses. We spend a lot of money getting food, so other than that, we try not.
Nice, nice. Supporting the local economy, right?
Exactly.
um, what do you think has clicked the most for this team? I mean, you said like that, knowing that this team was coming up through, but I mean, what do you think has clicked the most for this team this year in this phenomenal start?
I definitely think it's the coaching staff, Coach Branko, Coach Cheryl, Coach Jen, and Coach Kira. They all push us to our max, and it's just every practice they're pushing us. They're pushing us. Everyone contributing at practice and in the games. Like our bench comes off just as strong as the starters do. There's no downfall. Like we're always pushing each other. It's just a good connection between us.
I mean, and I'm tracking every game, and you guys really do have a deep team. Like, usually I'm tracking 3 to 4 players on a team max, but I mean, you guys are deep in terms of who can contribute at any point.
Right. Yeah, we are passing on the courts really well too, like trying to give everyone the ball, everyone gets a chance. Our bench players when they come in, like we're hyping them up, we're getting everyone ready for the game. And it's just like when they score, it's awesome because it's not like, oh, they're coming in like, uh-oh. We all have confidence in them.
Now you've been a part of a bunch of these coach victories. What's the coolest win other than this 200th that you've been part of with him?
Our senior night last year for Caitlin DeSilvio, we played Groton Dunstable, and it was to get us into the tournament last year. It was really hype.
And obviously you won it, and just to deliver in that moment, that must have just been incredible.
Yeah, we needed that win to get in the tournament. It was our last game before playoffs, so and it was senior night. The crowd was going crazy, like we just pushed and finally got the win.
Is that the craziest moment you had just in basketball, period?
I think so, yeah.
What is it? So at this moment, now you've got, let's see here, you've kind of gone around the halfway point. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regular season games left. What is it like at this point? Has this team gotten used to, like you said, you had to fight to get into the tournament this year. You're in the tournament at this point. But has this team adjusted to being kind of the target, the front runner at this point, like the team to beat?
Yeah, we know people are coming for us, but we're not being complacent. We work hard every day. We're trying not to be like settling for just the 11 wins. We want to keep working every game, every practice, so we don't end up with just 11 wins. We want to win as many as we can.
And this league, it's like any night. I mean, Tewksbury, the boys beat Central the other night. Like like any given night, you guys had a tough one against Lowell, who's only won a couple games. Any given night, everybody's coming strong.
Yeah, we've got a
Um,
lot of things coming for us.
and you guys have won every different way. You've won huge. You've won some defensive battles. Um, what was that Lowell game like for you, just in terms of having such a close battle there?
It was a lot of pressure just to like keep up with the pace, but we missed a few layups and we were getting down on ourselves, but at halftime we brought ourselves together and we're like, we got this. We all had confidence in each other. Sometimes it just wasn't going our way, but we kept battling, we kept our heads up together, and we just pushed and pushed to make sure that we had a little bit of a steady like place in between.
Now, for those who look at the Central game, that was the one loss, and it was, in terms of score wise lopsided. But like, what is the one thing that you guys took away from that game in terms of that you need to improve, or that if you get a chance at them again, that you feel like you need to execute on?
I think we've been a really defensive team, and that game we had some good defensive stops, but also like on offense, just running our plays, running our sets, hitting specific people where they need to be, setting good screens, and just like all around, we just knew that that was like okay, let's settle down, reset, so we can win more games.
All right, so now you mentioned that you work that you work this summer at Sully's Ice Cream Stand. Um, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Um, I have to say our new flavor s'mores.
Ooh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Now, if you had to assign an ice cream flavor to Coach Bronco, what ice cream flavor would he be?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe cotton candy, sweet, but just a mix in of everything.
Nice. And if you had to, if ice cream flavor for this team as a whole, what would you say?
Oh gosh, we'd be like a mix of everything. It would just be like all, I don't even know. We're just a creative group with everything.
Nice. Um, are you starting to are you thinking in terms of college at all yet?
Yeah, definitely playing basketball in college, but not sure where yet.
Career thoughts at this point?
No, I'm not sure what I want to do yet.
That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
In terms of folks, just and again, talking to Meghan Goode from Chelmsford Girls Hoops here on MVC Sports today. Um, Before we let you go, just shout outs in terms of those folks who have helped you or inspired you throughout the way to kind of get you where you're at today with the sports and with the school.
Definitely Mass Huskies. I've been playing for that AU team for a long time. They definitely have pushed me going to their skills clinics. All the coaching staff at CHS, Coach Branko, Coach Cheryl, Coach Jen, Coach Kira, Coach Elena. They pushed me to my max, my family, my friends.
Any teachers specifically?
Mr. O'Keefe, he used to be the baseball coach for varsity. He always talks to me after games, saying what I should work on, what I did well. Even though he's not a basketball coach, he pushes me and knows what I'm capable of, and just helps me out mentally as well.
If there's one thing that you could tell aspiring girls basketball players, or just really any basketball players, in terms of just what it takes to get to this level, and what's like the one piece of advice you would give them above all?
Working hard outside of practice on your own, or going to a skills camp, not just with your team, like branching out, going to different skills camps, not doing what everyone else on the team is doing, working hard and putting that time in outside of when everyone else is working.
And that's tough, right? I mean, that's tough, especially when you're that close with all the players on the team to kind of branch out. But I mean, then it kind of brings you back together, and you've kind of you've improved yourself for the team.
Right.
Right? Awesome. Anything we haven't covered that you want to get out there before I let you go, Meghan?
I think I've covered most of it. It's
Awesome.
pretty, Yep.
Awesome. Really appreciate the time, and can't thank you enough for joining us, and we'll certainly be rooting you guys on the rest of the way here. Okay, one in terms of Hannah's up for the vote this week. Anything in terms of campaigning? Anything you want to put out there for Hannah?
Vote for Hannah. She's one of my best friends. She's my neighbor. We've been really close.
Nice. All right, Megan Goode, with Chelmsford Girls Hoops, the 11-1 Lions thus far. Next game Tuesday or tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tomorrow at Drake It. Okay. Good matchup there. Certainly, we've had Ashley and Aya on the show before. So good luck with that contest and with the rest of the MVC schedule here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's Megan Goode here on MVC Sports Today.